What's up? What's up, my little sugar wiggles? Y'all come on in. I'm just getting in. So I decided, let me come on out here right now. As I start doing things around here in the house. I'm going to forget it. Got one more day to make. And then it's the weekend, baby. It's been a long week. When you sitting at a computer all day long and all you doing is sitting there testing all day long from like 8:45 is when I clocked in this morning. I left at 10 after 5. He said if you were finished with everything, you could go. So I finished up all my testing today and I was like, oh man, I'm ready to get out of here. I am gone. What's up, Coffee? How y'all doing? So lately, I've been coming out here and pretty much just telling you about my day and working with the mentally ill and artistic people. So today will be no different. But I got a few things I want to talk to y'all about. First, about some smoney's. So I want everybody to get in here because everybody needs smoney's. Yeah. So if you out there, you still in the working world and you making money, I found out a few things today. I just happened to open up my email before I got home while I was sitting there in the car this evening, and I got to get in there and I got to read it. I do my investing through Fidelity. Okay, it's several of them out there. That's just the one that Amico had when I left there, that you could transfer your money from them into another fund, and I chose Fidelity. Okay. So, hey to everybody come in. Let me go up and speak to everybody right quick. I don't think it's that many people. So let me speak to y'all right fast. And then I'm going to get into these monies. Because that's what we need to know about. These people who still out here in the working world, it doesn't matter who you invest your money in to at this point, for as long as you can see a bigger return on your investment, because times are rough out here. I don't care what nobody say. When you see department stores closing down, 61 Walmart's closing throughout the state of Texas, Walmart being a almost trillionaire company, you better start looking at yours, okay? If you got any to look at. Some people ain't got nothing to look at, so what I'm saying really ain't gonna even bother them. But listen anyway, you never know. How you doing, Miss Betty? Quinn, love you, Miss V, but I can't watch every time I come in. They ban me for no reason. Who is they banning you, Quinn? You can't be banned. If you are banned, sweetie, apparently I don't know if YouTube is banning you. Now if YouTube is banning you, it's because you using certain words that you can't use in my chat. If you're using the B word in my chat, if you're using MF in my chat, if you're using the N word in my chat, they're gonna automatically take you out. So I'm not sure who's banning you. And they can't be, when you say ban, I'm thinking block, but you can't be blocked because you're in here. My moderators usually time out unless it's something that's just awfully, awfully bad. But I'm gonna watch you tonight and make sure, because my moderators are pretty on top of things. But just make sure you're not using any foul language where YouTube is taking you out. Because I don't know when they take you out, how long they take you out. Usually my moderators will take you out anywhere from 5 minutes to 24 hours, depending on what you said. And that's usually a troll. I don't never have it hard to have anybody that comes in with a name I can recognize that's being banned, as you call it. Hey, Miss Carolyn, but welcome back, Quinn. Hey, Miss Carolyn. Temperature is dropping. You see me, Miss Carol. Baby, it's supposed to come on down. I'm fine. I got some winter clothes, baby. My closet is over half winter clothes. So it matters not to me. I'm ready. I'm ready. If I got to get on something heavier than this, longer than this, I got the mitts, I got the headgear, I got the scarves, I got the tights. I learned how to layer up, not to freeze to death. I told y'all that first year I was up there, baby, I was so cold and didn't know how to dress, just thinking I could just throw on a coat and I'd be all right. It felt like little ants was crawling all over me because my skin dried out so bad. I learned. You use a lot of lotion. Vaseline is better for your skin. When you live in an area like that, keep your skin moist, because baby, it will crack up. Hey Miss Joy, how you doing? I watch you all the time. Don't know why it's Audrey. You mean Audrey or whatever her name is. Well, we're going to see tonight what's going on. Miss Audrey is in here. So maybe Miss Audrey can talk to you and tell you what you're doing if you say it's Miss Audrey. Because I don't do the moderation. I leave it up to my moderators, Queen. All right. So let's get this out the way about these monies first, okay? So I found out tonight that Fidelity has changed some things. And there are 6 ways to earn more on your cash. So the first thing they said they were doing falling interest rates on CDs and bonds, which means that the interest rate is coming down, you're going to make more on your CDs and your bonds. They also have a tax-free retirement income now. Okay? That's wonderful, because everything, if it's not taxed before the company gives it to you and you roll it over into the investment firm, they're going to tax it when you pull it out. And the more you put in, the more taxes you're going to pay on it. The bigger your numbers grow. Okay? There's also a fixed income plus the option to convert your investment into stocks down the road. Fixed income is good. You're not taking a chance on it. Whereas companies may start losing money, or they may have to cut back and their stocks go down. That's good if you bought low and you can sell high. But that ain't too good if you bought in low and you selling low, you ain't making nothing. Okay, you got to really understand how to invest money in order to make money. And they also have registered Fidelity brokerage coach now who can assist you in explaining all this stuff to you. So whoever you're with, check and see, because some things are changing out there with these investment firms. They also have an estate planning for digital assets to protect you against Bitcoin. Now, that's something I've never invested in. Don't know nothing about that. NFTs, digital phones, social media, online avatars, and more. Now, that's something I got to look into, being a content creator. I've never had an avatar, but I do have a social media account. All right. So that's basically how Fidelity is changing things for the money that you're investing with them. So check yours and see if you have a 401k that you have converted over to an investment firm, or you thinking about it, if you at that place where you're going to be quitting or retiring and you want to take your money with you, and the company, it's best to me, even if the company lets you leave it there, to not leave it there, because they making money off of you when you could be making more money investing it yourself. All right, let me make sure this thing has not frozen, because it will. And it did. Okay. Go back up. Hold on. Oh, and I got in touch with the lady that I'm going to be doing the Christmas fund. She told me, she said, I really appreciate you with the food, but we get food stamps, so we don't need no food. My children need clothes. So I was right on target. So instead of buying them food for Christmas, I'll just buy them more clothes. It's Miss Aura more so than the other one. The other one is very well proportioned for her age and her size. But Miss Aura really needed some clothes because her t-shirts had gotten too small. So there was a gap between her t-shirt and her pants. So I'm going to make sure I buy her enough where she'll at least have 7 pairs of pants. And that'll give her mom time to wash them, and 7 shirts. Okay. Still no notifications, just kept checking. Hello, everyone. That's YouTube. I I can't answer that because I'm coming out here every day. So I don't know why they're not putting me in the algorithms, but I can't worry about them. I told you I'm worried about these tests. So I got to tell y'all about these tests today. I was really right about a lot of people that I came in contact with out here on social media. I took the test today and aced every last one of them. I took 1, 2, 3, 4. And I started on another one. So I took 4 tests and I got one saved to finish tomorrow. We talked about ADHD today. We talked about oppositional defiant disorder, which I'd never heard of before. Anxiety disorder, bipolar disorder, obsessive compulsive disorder, that's OCD, and PTSD. A lot of people that go into the military suffer from PTSD. Okay. Hey, Shatika, good evening and blessings to you as well. Hey, Miss Jackie Johnson. When are you leaving for the Motor City, Miss Jackie? I wish you safe travels. Okay, here's Miss Audrey back to Quinn. Quinn, unless you did something disrespectful, I don't time you out. I know I haven't seen Quinn in here for a while, but I didn't know what the deal was. You know, people come and they go and they come back or they lay off in the bushes for a while. I just chat with whoever come out here. That's how I do it. Okay. Hey, Innocent Jefferson. Good evening, Ms.V. Is there a facility in Dallas, Fort Worth? No, sir. The only two here in this area is Victoria, Texas, and Lake City, Texas. Now, there are other facilities in different states, and each one is different. The type of kids that we're taking care of here, even in Victoria, Texas, there's a different program for the kids that they have down there. I know it's in Florida. I'm gonna have to look it up and tell you the 12 states that it's in. But each facility is different. So if a kid is suffering from autism, mild mental illness, we'll get them here at our facility. Now, the one down in Victoria, I'm not sure who they're catering to, but they're not going to get our kids. The kids that need to go there will go there. They will direct them to that home. And it's kids that are awarded by the state as well as their parents will bring them and check them in. Okay, Quinn, I appreciate that. You're here now and you're going to enjoy. Okay, thank you. All righty. Maybe someone else other than Audrey. Sorry. Well, I do have different moderators. I have quite a few moderators. I have Yo-Yo, which calls herself Dixie Red. I have Miss Audrey, Miss Jackie. Help me, y'all. Miss Audrey, Miss Jackie. Who else? Who else here? Y'all, I can't even think of all the moderators. But as I see them, I'll let you know. Because right now, I'll be drawing blanks in the evening when I've been on that computer all day trying to pass tests. I have a niece who graduated from U of H in 2022. Okay. All righty. Sting is a mod. And I said Miss Jackie, Miss Audrey, Yo-Yo. No problem, Quinn. Just know long as you are respectful, there is not an issue. Now, enjoy. Okay. It kind of sounded like when you said that, Quinn, that maybe that was a word that you used that you can't use over here in my chat. That's what it kind of sounds like. Okay. YouTube will automatically take you out. That's why you see a lot of times it's not my moderators. You'll see YouTube taking them out because I have certain words that you're not going to use over here. Okay? You're not going to call nobody no B over here. You're not coming in here talking about no MF, no N word, none, Nope. You're just not going to do it. I don't use that language. Yes, the taxes are a lot when you take some out. It is. And don't you start taking it out before age I believe it's 59 and a half. It used to be. I'm not sure what it is now because I haven't taken any out at all. But I know I'm safe now at my age to be able to take it out, and the taxes won't be as much as they would have been, because they'll double tax you if you before 59 and a half, or they used to. They'll turn around and tax you on taking the money out, and then you'll turn around and file that money on top of whatever you made, and they'll turn around and they'll tax your ass again on the taxes that you paying in at the end of the year. Because it'll put you in a higher tax bracket, is what it'll do if you draw out a substantial amount. Port of the pump. I ain't marrying nobody, sugar. You forget that. Welcome to Chatting with Ms.V, but you got to go to another channel and find you another single woman or a widowed woman. This ain't the one for you, baby. And it might be some out there married that might want to drop their husband, drop the zeros they got, and get them a hero. I don't know. But I just know what I ain't doing, okay? Hello, everyone in the chat. Please hit that like button. Subscribe to Chatting with Ms. V. And I appreciate you, Miss Jackie, for letting them know that. Let me keep it moving, because it'll stop on me and y'all will be talking and I won't be seeing your comments. Just like that. I get some cell phones by the first of the year. Audrey's Jackie Sting, Coffee No Cream. I think I got everybody this time. I'm trying to use my microphone this time instead of trying to type. Oh, okay, Miss Carolyn. Hey, Aqua Blue, how's it going? Did you make it down 95 South to your destination? I don't know how far you were going, but hopefully you made it and you in here safely. I'll be there for Christmas week. Okay, Miss Jackie. Y'all travel and have fun, but be safe. That's all I'm gonna pray, that y'all be safe. Thank you, everyone. My 9-year-old cousin off the ventilator. Good news, y'all. I don't know how many of y'all knew that Miss Audrey's 9-year-old cousin was on the ventilator, and she's saying that he's off. Hold on. Y'all know it jumped on me. Let me find it. Still running tests to see where disease came from. Hopefully next week, discharge. Thank you, everybody. That's great news, just to be off that ventilator. Yes, indeed. That means his body is healing. Okay. That is great news, Aqua Blue. Yes, indeed. You suffer from PTSD, Sting? What do they do for you? Are you medicated? Are you doing therapy? What are you doing for it, Sting? Thanks so much for answering. It's so much appreciated. And you're welcome. I know them all. I went to school for psychology. It's good they are teaching you, Queen. Driving. Good afternoon to all the beautiful bars and chatters. Yes, Miss Alex, this is the second time around, because I told you I went to U of H and started my master's in psychology, okay? Wanting to be a therapist at that time. I was in the beauty shop. I owned the beauty shop at that time, and it crossed my mind that that's what I want to do, until I got all the way to clinicals, and I was like, I cannot do this every day. At that age I was then, still having children in the home and all that, that wasn't for me. Now it is, because it's just me. I can concentrate on it now. I can learn all about it now. Good news, Miss Audrey. A good report. The prayers will continue, however, for your cousin. I appreciate that, Miss Carolyn. I don't mod in the morning. I've missed several night lives. Okay, Sting. I know you're a person that likes to sleep in the morning. Good, Miss Betty, because you weren't getting yours for a while, so now you're getting your notifications. Hopefully they'll come on back and they'll do it. You made it. Good job. Okay, so I had my test on that portion that I just told you about the bipolar disorder, the anxiety disorders, the ADHD, the ADD, obsessive compulsive disorder, and the PTSD. Past that. Okay. Then I took a test on stimulants, antidepressants, antipsychotic, mood stabilizers, and anti-anxiety agents. These are basically the drugs, the drug tests that they're going to give you, pharmaceutical. We there will not administer any drugs because they have doctors and nurses that work there, but we will be responsible for monitoring them after they have the drug. So since I'm gonna be working nights, do I see any changes in them, in their sleeping patterns from night to night? Because I will know exactly what time they had it. I will know exactly what they had. And sometimes some of them are on 3 and 4 different medications because they have more than one issue. They might switch up their medication. They might reduce the medication. It all depends on the child and the child's behavior. So today we talked about short-acting stimulants like Adderall, Focalin, Ritalin, and Dextrin. Okay? Then the long-acting ones. The Adderall can be short-acting or it can be long-acting. If it's a RX behind it, it's a long-acting stimulant. Okay? Also, Focalin, if it has a RX behind it, it's long acting, meaning that it's staying in your system for a very long time. When I say long acting, Concerta and Vivance. So pass my little drug test too. Now that wasn't easy because I knew nothing about the different types of drugs that they give, but those are the drugs that the kids there may or may not have. And they may go to their regular doctor also. If they have a doctor here that they've gotten in the area, it may not come from there. It may come from their regular doctor and then come there, and then they put it on their charts and they are dispensed that drug from their own medical doctor. So it could work either way. Some will have a medical doctor, some will not. Y'all bring the likes up, please. Thank you. We talked about normalcy. We're trying to keep it as normal can be, much like a home environment, because hopefully all of them will be able to go to some home when they leave there. And hopefully some of them will be able to get their own home. They'll be able to get a job in their last year there where they can go and get into their own home and be able to take care of their own needs. So they explained to us that we have to be the care team as well as their behavior specialists. You are everything to them. You're going to play multiple roles in their life. We will only be assigned 2 or 3 at the most until they get more staff in, and then they're trying to get it to a one-on-one where you'll have one child and you'll concentrate just on that one child. But you could be moved from a unit to your unit to another unit depending on staffing. So you really need to learn all of the units and all of the different supervisors and all of the kids that they have there. There's a very few that will not go to all of the units. One young lady is only 23 years old. It's no way they're going to put her in a unit with 17 to 21-year-old men. Okay, because at that point, they're men. They would be trying to date her. So she will never get there. She'll have to grow older there in order to get to that unit. So she'll stay up through adolescence, probably. And I have the older guys because I'm old enough to be their mama. So that's kind of how they place you when you coming in. Age has a lot to do with it. Your experience has a lot to do with it. And passing these tests have a lot to do with it also. Okay? Let me see. I'm hung up again. I'm making sure I got y'all's comments. And I don't know why it keeps stopping. Hey, Valencia. Hey, Ms.V in chat. Glad I caught you live this evening. I've been catching the replays. I have to say, Ms.V, you have a big heart to work with mentally challenged children. You are truly blessed. You know, I think probably that was my calling. But at the time, I didn't see it because I had my own children to get out the house and get them on their feet. I had so many children coming into my home because my kids had a lot of friends. And it just never occurred to me that I would like it as much as I do. But I really, really enjoy working with them. I get up every morning now, and I've only been there, 4 days, Monday through Thursday. Tomorrow will be the 5th day. And it's like, I feel at home. I feel like I see the kids only in the cafeteria, but I'm very observant. I've always been very observant of people's behavior and their mood swings and their changes and how they move and stuff. And I've been watching them every day. I just about know from watching them in the cafeteria who is more severe than others. And I'm not going to have anything that I didn't have on that bus. I had 40 of them every day on that bus this year, remember? And last year, I think I had 38. So everything that I've had on there, if they going to fight, they going to fight. If they going to spit, they going to spit. It's a lot of curses down here, though. These kids down here will cuss you out. I never had that over in public schools. They never, ever cursed. But I already see these can curse and will curse. And then turn around and tell you, I'm sorry. Or, I didn't do that. Did I do that? Oh, I didn't mean to do that. That's where you are. They told us you have to meet them where they are. Okay? Sting, I agree with Ms.V. YouTube doing something. They are. And I don't know what it is. I ain't got time to fool with them. Hey, my Carla, how you doing? Thank you for those hearts and roses. Congratulations, Ms.V, on test today. You winding down. So proud of you, young lady. Yep, I still got it. Yep. And a lot of it is scenarios. They'll give you a scenario and they'll give you the answers in multiple choice. And there's always two answers, but you got to read them really, really close. So what I do is I eliminate the two that I know is not right first. And then I'll read that one and I'll read the other one. And then I'll find, no, they said most. It's all. It's one word every time that'll trip you up. But it's going well. I love the instructor. He's so informative and he's been there so long. He can tell you everything. I mean, we talked about giving them that space, knowing when to back off. You never, ever come up in their face because a lot of them don't even want to make eye contact with you, much less letting you embed yourself into their space. That ain't gonna work out too well for you. And I learned that over at Dickinson. Let them come to you. No frontal hugs. Always a side hug. Over at Dickinson, we couldn't hug at all. Over here, you can hug them, but it has to be a hug from the side. Okay? Never a frontal hug. They have very, very strict rules over there. Okay? Aaron, where you at wanting to know refrigerator report, please? I don't know where Aaron is tonight. I don't know. I don't know Aaron's work schedule, but he normally comes in, so maybe he'll catch the live before we leave off of here. Because that was too funny last night. I was laughing even when I got into bed last night. Super thanks after the live stream is $ Vieta Brown, which is my cash app. Thank you, Sting. Congratulations on your new job. I'm loving it, Miss Valencia. I like the old job, but I get bored easily, and it was the same thing every day. Wake up at 4 o'clock, go clock in, go get on the bus, get your roll out, take the roll, welcome your kids, make sure they buckle up in the right seat, because you got a seating chart in case anything happens over there. You have to give it to the police in case of an emergency, so they'll know what child was sitting in every seat. So I had that every morning. Who was there, who wasn't there, listen to the radio. Such and such a person is not coming today, so we can bypass him, go to the next house. If you had a sub, you needed to know your route so you could keep out. It was just every ordinary, like we riding in a car together. That's the way it started to feel. And the main thing was just learning their personalities and trying to get them in a good mood where they can go into school and not, because if they're in a bad mood and they leave off that bus, they're not going to be there long. They're going to be calling the parent to come get them. You're so proud of me, Sting. Thank you. Thank you for the flowers. Thank you, Carla. On my new beginners. Yes, I told y'all I started off teaching. I did my substitute teaching, and I did my student teaching at Carroll High School in Monroe, and then was hired to do the rest of a year for a lady who went out on maternity leave. At that time, I was too young. I was just like the young lady who can't go into the higher units because she's too young. They're going to try to date her. They're not going to listen to her, and she's a very pretty young lady. I don't know. She's too cute to be working on a place like that, in my opinion. But we'll see. She might be tougher than she look, because she is very cute. Yes, it is a new beginners, but I started off, Carla, in the classroom, and it looked like I'm going to end up in the classroom. But maybe that's where I was supposed to be all the time. I went for the smoney's, because that's what it took to live the lifestyle I live, buy the homes, buy the cars, get my kids through college, vacations, all of that took money. And I don't regret it at all. At least I've lived long enough to come back to following my dream and living out some of my dreams. When I worked for the airlines, that's something I wanted to do at 18. My parents would not sign. You had to be 21 to go in there on your own. They had different rules back then. I barely made the height chart because I'm only 5'5". I made the weight chart because you had to be thin back then. They don't care what you weigh now, as long as you can get down them aisles and you can reach up above to those bins up above. They got rid of all of that. Hats off to you, Ms.V. Thank you, Miss Audrey. I'm gonna do well. I can see it. Yeah. The main thing is to win the kids over, get them to respect you, and then you can start working on their behavior issues. You ain't gonna work on nothing until you get to know their personalities and they get to know you. That's gotta connect, okay? Yeah. Hey Selwyn. Hey Aunt V. Greetings from Cape Town. Hey Sugar, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, Ms.V, I forgot to tell you, family found a dining room set. Good, Valencia. And you like it, huh? Okay, just in time for Christmas. Hey, Miss Deborah Silver, how you doing? I love it how y'all really have become a big family over here. Y'all have really, really bonded. God know where you need to be when you need to be there. Obviously so, because it just fell in my lap. Like I said, I didn't have no idea they were even hiring. Had never even thought about it. It was just gonna go on and finish up the year and then look over the summer while I was out for something different. I was gonna make it through this year. Didn't happen that way. No regrets. Just got a phone call from my girlfriend, my childhood friend, Miss Oliphant, you know, the one that we've been friends since 5, and she was calling to see how did I like it. She was like, they really missing you, Miss V. And I was like, yeah, I missed them the first day, but I ain't had time to think about them after the first day with all this testing. Oh, Miss V, I forgot you did, but I'm glad you found it, Valencia. Okay. Earthquake and tsunami today in California. 7.0 on the Richter scale. Ooh, that's a bad one right there. But they're on that fault line out there, Miss Carolyn. Yeah, so they can expect them to happen. As the earth rotates around its axis, they will get them. I love me a teacher is something about them. It is. You just expect to learn from a teacher. She has to do her research. She has to do her homework. She has to do her lesson plans. But the difference in the lesson plans down here and in public school, you have a curriculum you have to meet. And you set a goal that you got to meet it by a certain time because they're tested out. They're not tested out in that way. They mentally tested where I am. Okay. And not so much on the content from books. You will have some that will be like in a regular school, but for the most part, you're teaching them life skills, coping skills, being able to work on their own. You'll teach them something about finances. They got to spend money. They got to understand how to count it. They got to know what time it is. So you'll teach them about the clock, but it's going to be more on an elementary type of level. And then you can bring them up as far as they can go. Everybody's not going to go to the same level either. Some will surpass others. I had kids at my junior high that were right on point as the normal children when it came to their timetables and everything else, but they had behavior issues, or they had seizures, or maybe they had a speech impediment that caused them to ride that bus. Now, the parents had a choice of whether they wanted, when it's mild like that, they had a choice. But it was better for them to be on that short bus because we can pull over with less children. And or she can keep driving and I can go back there and I can work on the child. We had one in a wheelchair last year that I told y'all he couldn't hold his head up. He couldn't move any of his limbs at all. He was basically just sitting there in the wheelchair, and he had seizures on top of that. He didn't have the seizure until the very end of the year. I looked back at him and he was shaking like a leaf on a tree. And I'm like, Miss Diane, pull over. And we actually had to give him the pen that he had in there to stop him from seizing. But in the meantime, you had to get him out that wheelchair, get him down on a pallet. He can't move. You got to physically pick him up and lay him down. So that bus has to pull over. Then Miss Diane had to keep the other kids concerned up there with what she was doing to keep them from getting upset or freaking out at what I was doing. And then, you got to wait a little while. So you got to call in and let them know what's going on, because then the parents are going to start calling. My child is not home. It's after the time they should have arrived here. It's a lot to it. You're everything to them. Doing good. Thank you. Almost 3 a.m. by me. Can't sleep. The idiot shooting and dogs barking. Oh my God. Selwyn. Well, don't go outside if they out there shooting, baby. You stay under the bed if you have to. Sorry to hear about that. It's Christmas time. What's wrong with them people? They need to stop all that. That's crazy. What they mad at? They ought to be glad Jesus is the reason for the season. And Santa Claus is coming to town for the little folks. My baby sister was a teacher at Lyons University, elementary, with a special ed. She knows then. It can be taxing some days. You just ain't gonna get through every day. You ain't gonna have a good day every day. They ain't gonna have a good day every day. It could change. Just like that, something could trigger them and they're in a crisis. You got to know what to do. You got to know how to handle it. Got to know their personality. Can you walk up on them? Can you talk to them? Do you just keep the other kids safe and you safe and let them go through it? You gotta figure all this stuff out. And you don't have long to figure it out. Luckily, I'm on nights where I might have one every now and then. For the most part, they will be asleep. Um, Ms. V, I have to say, with all due respect, you are an amazing woman. You bring so much inspiration to your channel, and we are highly appreciate and respect you. Thank you. I try to bring something out here that's going to benefit people. I realize that every household doesn't have a special need kid, but you know of some. You got friends, you got family. Maybe you just know that person, period. But the one thing I want y'all to always understand about them, they are people just like everybody else. They have feelings just like everybody else. Maybe something is misfiring in their brain, and everybody's not gonna come here normal. Everybody's not gonna stay normal. Some people come here normal. Understand that. And something misfires in their brain, or they get into a crisis and they lose it. Normal people can lose it too. They still people. Somebody's got to work with them. Somebody's got to help them. I have nothing else that's so demanding in my life without a husband, without family around here. I can do what I want to do. I can go see them when I want to. They come see me when they want to. I'm home every day. I appreciate that, Valencia. You worked in River Oaks. I think you told me that, Sting. Yeah, she's in Pasadena, Miss Carolyn. Not very far from me. Hey, Bama, just passing through. Much love. Thank you for passing through. Hit that like button on the way out. I need 7 more likes, y'all. Everybody speaking to you, Bama, content creator. How did you end up in Pasadena, of all places? That's what Miss Carolyn wants to know, Sting. So y'all talk it out. Long story, but I love it. It has changed. It's very different now than it was when I came here. When I moved to Texas, but a lot of Hispanics and a lot of whites, a lot of blacks there too now. Whereas before, one nationality, basically. But then when you have so many immigrants coming in, they gonna live wherever they want to live. Look at how Dickinson has changed, Miss Carolyn. It used to be predominantly all black. It's almost all Hispanic now. After the flood came through and washed away a lot of their homes, if they were able to get out of them, they got out of them. The Hispanics came in, tore them down, or either remodeled them, and they got some bad homes down there. I kid you not. Hmm. Yes, because I mean, that's what they do. They are builders. Most of the Hispanics in this area, they have built Houston when you stop and think about it. From the 80s all the way back. Everything just about that has been built in Houston was built by them. I had a sister with a special needs. She passed away in 2017. This is Valencia. So I completely know all of what you have to work with. I applaud you. I told y'all I had a brother, the one that was next to my oldest brother. He passed away at 51, but he had heart problems, and that's what he passed away from. He had a heart attack and he didn't make it. In fact, he got up to light the fireplace in my mom's home, and it was just him and her because my dad had passed away, and he fell, and when he fell he was actually gone. They took him into the hospital, but he was already gone when he fell. um the meatloaf was good yesterday. Today they had pot pie. Where's Princess? Because she gonna be saying, you are supposed to eat that meat. They had pot pie and they had tuna casserole, but with no cheese because a lot of those kids are lactose intolerant. So they basically cooked the meals around their diet. But the lady, like I said, who is head cook, we actually met today. When I went through the line, she asked me what was my name, and I told her Ms.V, and she says, okay, I'm Miss B, B like in boy. And so she says, I detect a southern accent. Where you from? And I said, Louisiana, Monroe to be exact. She said, I'm from Natchitoches, Louisiana. And I was like, wow. And the guy behind me, I said, he's from Bastrop, Louisiana, which is like 30 minutes north of Monroe. And so I ain't got nothing to worry about, no food today. I told the lady that's from New Orleans, I say, they asked her if she wanted some of the little, what do you call them? The little pouches you can put in your water to give them flavor. And she said no. And I said, yeah, you do. I want another one. She said, when you come through this line from now on, you don't have to ask nobody but me. Whatever it is you want back here, if you want more of this or more of that, tell me. I got you. I was like, oh, thank you. I got a homegirl back here. She's cute too. She's mingly gray, but her haircut is the bomb. It is beautiful. Everything is so darn near Hispanic now. This is not Texas. This is Mexico. Yes, it is. Pretty much. But the meatloaf, the food was good. I got the tuna casserole. At first, I was gonna get green salad because I thought they was gonna give me the big one like they gave me yesterday. But you have to order that one in the morning if you want the big one. I didn't know that. So she gave me the little one, and I was like, ooh, this ain't gonna be enough right here to last me to no 5:30. So she said, you can get a salad with your food. It's okay. Come on down here. What you want down here? You want this pot pie or you want this tuna? And I say, which one I should get? She said, both of them good because I cooked it. It's a matter of what you want. I said, okay. I'll try the tuna. Okay. It was good. Everybody who got it enjoyed it. And we had broccoli and cauliflower for our vegetables. And we had the bread, the little long stick bread about 6 inches, it's like a little loaf of French bread. They cooked it there. They made it themselves. And then we had a choice of pineapples, peaches, pears, bananas for dessert. And I noticed they don't give hardly any cakes or pies, anything like that, because you don't want to stimulate them kids. So they give them natural sugar there all week long. There has not been anything on the line other than natural fruit for a dessert. And I think that's a good thing because that sugar would have them really out of control. Hey, Donna, how you doing, Nisi Pooh? Welcome, welcome. Go ahead, Ms.V. Always good to have a homegirl or a homeboy hook you up. Yes, indeed. And then there are 2 supervisors from Louisiana there also. One of them's been there 16 years. One of them's been there 27 years. He knows. He started at the bottom. And he's worked himself all the way up to, he manages the supervisors there now. But he's worked in every area except for the medical department. Double tap that screen. Yes, please do. Bring it on up. I need about 8 more. Please and thank you. Like that live. Donna come in telling y'all what y'all need to do over here. Because sometimes they just like to rush up in the house. They don't like to ring the doorbell over here. The doorbell is my like button, but they don't care nothing about that doorbell. So back to them. They try to keep it as normal as possible. So when they do get out, they can make that transition real smooth and real easy. We try to keep it an emotionally and psychologically and physiological safe place to be. I'm at a calling. That looked like a cousin there. Also to empower caregivers to encourage the youth, praise them, reward them, but never reward them from anything that you bring from the outside in. Always get it from the inside because that is what they're supposed to have. We will get our records on them probably Wednesday evening. So we'll have time to go over each child. You'll know what you're dealing with. You'll know what they can eat, if they have any other disorders other than autism, if they have any mental illness, you'll know all about them. Now, we had that at Dickinson, and we had a red book that I carried out every morning, but I had memorized it in my head. And only having 2 or 3, it's okay. What did Donna say? Miss you. I'm on 6 nights, 12 hours. Happy holidays. Oh, you making that money, Donna. 6 nights, 12 hours. Uh-huh. 4, when I was working, was your regular shift. 4 12s. Uh-huh. Yeah. So 2 of them got to be overtime at least. Okay. So respect children's rights also. They have rights just like everybody else. Just because they have problems don't mean that they don't have rights. They do. And you wouldn't want to put your child there in hands of people who are not going to treat them right. Mm-mm. Do you know how hard that is on the parents who have to bring them there? To only be able in the first couple of months to do a Zoom call with them. And it has to be at a certain time. They might be away from them during the holidays for the first time. They still love them, even though they have to be there for a certain amount of time before they can leave and go anywhere. It doesn't take much for them to get them off a routine, and they are routine people. They don't like changes. So you have to make sure that the parents are going to cooperate with the same times, same schedules, everything when they leave. So when they come back, they won't be so far out of whack where you got to start all over again, because you just defeated the purpose when you do that. So it takes a lot of maturity. Being vigilant is the basic key to everything. We're checking them every 15 minutes on nights. And you cannot be past 15 minutes. Don't you are written up. They know, because when I go in there and I swipe my badge on the wall and I pull it through like a credit card, that thing is going to give you a time that you swiped. So they know if I'm checking on them or not. Some of them will not be potty trained. Maybe they need the pen changed. Okay. So they'll also know how long it's been on there, because it's just like a baby. If it stay on there too long, it's going to be too full or it's going to be too wet. And that's another goal of the teachers, to try to get them potty trained, so they won't be walking around with a depend on for the rest of their life. It's a lot, people. And you got to want to do it. It ain't no such thing as I'm doing it for the money. They don't pay you enough money to do a lot of this stuff that you're going to have to do. You got to want to. Okay. I know that's right. Make that money, Donna. Who is Ramona J is the other one, baby. She be making that money every time she come in. She on her way. Okay. So last but not least, we also classified the ages today of the different groups of people. And it was impressive to me, because let's just say 10 to 13, what they should be doing at that time when they come in there. They should have peer friends by 10 to 13, whether it's special needs or not, rather than family. That's that age group. Think where you were at 10 to 13, you were identifying with your own friends at that age. They should be too. They should shift around independently, not so dependent on you. So what you're trying to do is bring them into a normal behavior as best you can. They're beginning to be impulsive, and they have a need for privacy at that age. Maybe they can't go to the bathroom on their own without help. Maybe they're totally dependent on you to change them, but they still need their privacy. That's what you have to realize. So they classified 14 to 16 as mid-adolescence, a sense of immortality. They should understand now, at that age, you're not going to be here forever. At some point, you're going to have to leave here. So you need to learn that early in life. Everybody's not going to live to grow old. You are really delusional if you think that everybody's going to live to be 70, 80, 90, and 100 years old. It ain't happening. Okay? They should be able to make some decisions on their own. Exploring with their bodies at this age, 14 to 16. Them more so than normal kids. They're going through puberty at that time. Then they classified late adolescence as 17 to 25. We're going to stop at 21, where I am. And then at 21, if they can't go out and go back home or live on their own, they have to transfer out to an adult facility that will take them at that age. Okay? Which could be in one of the other states. I'm not sure what Victoria's age limit is, but if they can't take them in Victoria, then they leaving up out of Texas and they going to Pennsylvania. I know they have one there. They have one in Florida. I'm not sure about the other states, but I have to look that up for y'all. Okay, let me see. I have to keep going in and doing this because if I don't, it will freeze. Okay, I don't think nobody else said anything after then. And then at that age, from 17 to 25, they should be moving away from home. Did you between 17 and 25? Final stages of the brain growth and development between 17 and 25. Now, you may further your brain to absorb more and learn more, but the final stage of its development is over at that age, okay? Intimacy skills, they're going to start liking the opposite sex or the same sex these days. I mean, that's their choice. We're not to change their behavior of what we think they should be like either. Possible long-term relationships. Okay? More monogamous sexual relationships. A peak of ability for their motor skills. Strength in long-lasting relationships. Now, some people are grown and they have not reached what I just said. You see adults who have not managed to get past that stage. And they probably never will at this point because they've gone too long. Nobody never told them that you ain't doing things on a normal level. You should be past that by now. If you bullying, I'm going to tell you when you need to stop that, okay? Let's go into preschool, 3 to 5. Mix facts with fiction. That's what preschoolers do. Don't you hear grown folks out here mixing facts with fiction? In their mind, the fictional stuff is what they're saying. It ain't facts. They can't prove it. They're saying it. They should have stopped that at 3 to 5 years old. Not in control of their emotions. You see that too, don't you? 3 to 5. That's preschool stuff. Isn't that sad? That you are 40, 50, 60 years old and you doing preschool stuff. See, I was calling it elementary. They're classifying it as preschool, 3 to 5. Ms.V, did you ever find out the date of the banquet? No, ma'am. I ain't talked to Miss Margaret. I'm gonna get there, Miss Carolyn. I got to find that out for you. And I got to go in and get these other states that they have this facility in. School age. How many bullies do you see? How many bullies have you seen come after me since I've been out here? I'm sorry to tell them. School age is 6 to 9. Bullying should stop there before you ever get to the junior high level. These people are too old. They have issues. Haven't I been said that they have issues that they don't recognize? They have done it for so long. People just say, oh, that's just them. That's just who they are. It may be who they are. It don't mean they don't have a problem. They do have a problem, a sincere problem. Less tantrums. You got grown folks still having tantrums. Want to be liked by friends. Yeah, you tell them you don't want to be bothered with them. Leave me alone. Go away. You're not my cup of tea. But they still keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. What do you want? To be cussed out? What do you want? To be belittled and just thrown over? I don't know what these people want. But if anybody told me they didn't want to be bothered with me, they ain't got to tell me but one time. If the kids tell me to back off, you think I'm going to keep coming forward? People are so, mine's just messed up. That's all I can say. The ability to think through a problem and use of logic by 6 to 9 years old. Why would you keep saying the same thing over and over when you've already been proven that it's wrong? It's something mentally wrong with you because it's in your head. Why do you think people keep wanting to hear that? Huh? Oh, I suggest you check in somewhere. You need the information of the places to go? Holla. I got you. Okay? So the last one is a teenager, classified 13 to 17 years old. Increased risk taking. You got people old as dirt out here taking risks now. That should have stopped between 13 and 17 years old. You should know the difference between right and wrong. And you still don't? It's a problem. Need more independence at that age. Nobody wants to be told when they can go to the bathroom, when to sit down. You ain't in the service. Friendships and peer relationships should be growing. You should learn how to be a friend at that age. You can't come out here saying, oh, that's my friend. Oh, I love her. I support her. Then the next time you turn around, y'all done fell out. I told you a long time ago. I have had friends in my life all my life. They're there and nothing you can do about it. I don't care what you say. They try to talk about me and Miss Margaret. Me and Miss Margaret been friends over 30 years. You think what you saying is going to change our relationship? Dog, get the help you need. It's sad that you would even think that you would even speak on somebody you don't know. But y'all do, because you haven't migrated past 13 to 17 years old. And you letting the world know it. It's just not the people in your chat. The whole world is listening to you. You don't know who's in the bushes. You know you ain't got 1,000 or some people in your chat. So somebody is watching you from the bushes, okay? Okay. Long as you know. Where they don't fit in. A lot of people don't fit in. They force themselves in. They try to force themselves into your life. Even when you don't want to be bothered with them, they still trying to force themselves by bringing out their toxic behavior, their negativity, their lack of. If you come over here and you tell me what I got, and you don't have a clue what I have, and I'm looking at what you got, you're deflecting because you don't have nothing. Do you see what I'm saying? These people need to check in for the help that they need. Now, I can't emphasize it enough. Speak what you know, and you wouldn't look so bad. Because nobody cares what you got. That's it, and that's all. Learn your own style. Between 13 and 17, you should know who you are. You should know how you want to dress. You should know your own personality, what you can take, what you can't take. If you know you can't take it, stop dishing it out because you're going to get it. And a lot of things are going to come out if you've been one of them people living up in the closet, okay? And all of a sudden, you bother somebody and they came out here and they told about you. You asked for it. You should stop bullying back there at 3 to 5 years old. Learn life skills. A lot of people don't have life skills. That's why you hear them scamming. That's why you hear them begging. They have not learned how to take care of themselves. They are totally dependent on other people. Sad, but true. But y'all, that's basically what we went over today, what we learned, and Ms.V aced them tests. So obviously what I thought about particular people was correct. Otherwise, I wouldn't have passed that test. But I can only pray that in 2025 that they get the help they need, that they come up from where they are, because they're definitely not happy there. When I'm happy, it matters not what nobody think or what nobody feel. Long as I like it, long as I'm happy with it. Why would it bother somebody else? It don't bother me what they got. You see the difference? That's a mature individual. That's not a person that is a follower. Oh, I'm going to speak in behalf of somebody. You can't speak in behalf of nobody but yourself. That's it, and that's all. Why would you want to come out and speak? Why do I need to speak for Miss Carolyn when Miss Carolyn can speak for herself? Now, if you lying on Miss Carolyn, I can come out here and say you telling a lie. But I don't need to speak up for her. This ain't children out here. This is grown folks out here. Thank you for bringing those likes up. I really appreciate it. I haven't seen baby Princess tonight. She might have something going on at school, or maybe she got papers to grade. I don't know what's going on with her. But anyway, I missed her tonight. So we'll see Princess hopefully tomorrow. Y'all have a great night. Thank you for hitting that like button. Like, share, and subscribe. Hopefully, whoever needed to hear this tonight of the stages that you should be developing at, and you see you're not there, there are therapists out there for you. It's never too late for you to go back to school and learn. Nobody's stopping you but you. If I can do it, ought to be motivation for anybody and everybody out there. And if I can go in there and I can pass all these battery of tests just to get in there to do what I do, you mean to tell me you can't? I think you can. I think you're lazy. I think you're settling for status quo. You don't have to do that. Get up and make your life better in 2025. Stop holding yourself down and blaming other people. Have a happy night. Happy holidays. See you guys tomorrow. Much love to you. Good night.